This is Kung Fu on Guangzhou, Plains of the Dragon.
I'll just go ahead my impressions of the opening, and then we can go through the clips, man. Because the fucking Fiend, dude, the Fiend versus fucking Randy Orton was some fucking bullshit. Like I've never seen
Man.
I mean, oh god, man. I mean, this was like, why? This just fucking why, dude. They open up night 2 with Randy Orton versus The Fiend. This fucking rivalry has been drawn the fuck out for months now. Randy Orton burned The Fiend alive 3 months ago. Fiend comes back. He's cooked. He's burned. He's all menacing and shit. Got Alexa Bliss as this fucking horror demonic puppet. I don't know the gimmick. I don't even know what the fucking gimmick of the match was. It was red lighting, and the shit was just sloppy. And fucking Randy Orton's actually heel, and The Fiend is babyface in this shit. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And The Fiend comes out of the fucking, like a Jack in the Box type shit. He's healed up. He has, like, his old mask on. He's no longer burnt. They do the match. They're going back and forth. Alexa Bliss pops out the damn Jack in the Box besides the ring. She's got a crown of thorns, like barbed wire around her head. She's oozing black blood or black ooze or whatever. She's got these contacts, and the red lighting looks kind of demonic. The Fiend's like distracted by her. Randy Orton hits him with the RKO out of nowhere, pins him 1, 2, 3. Orton gets out the ring, runs out to the ramp, kind of looks back surprised, whatever. The Fiend looks at Alexa Bliss. Lights go out. They go back on. Everything's gone. The box, Alexa Bliss, The Fiend. Crowd starts to boo, and we quickly transition to a commercial break. Golly, man. It's just some of the shit that's like why people don't like wrestling. Like that was exemplified in that opening match. Like, I mean, what do you got to say about it, man?
Listen, man. Oh man. Oh
done.
shit.
He's done. Back it up. Back it up.
Oh man, bro. Bray Wyatt is dead. He's
dead,
fucking
man.
He's dead, bro.
Exercise the Fiend out of him. Go back to old school Bray Wyatt or something. Like Undertaker transition from, dead man to American Badass back to dead man. Have Bray Wyatt do the same fucking change, man. Change him up. Get the Fiend out of here for a year or two. Give him a break. Give him a 2-year break. Bring him back. I don't care how much merch you sell. You're gonna fucking milk this shit dry till it's gonna be offensive at some point.
But bro, all right. So let's just do a little bit of backing up here, right? So let's just back up just slightly here. So the basis of the two of them having this bullshit ass rivalry was because of something that happened at a different WrestleMania about 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think so.
When Randy Orton burned his fucking house down and all of that shit, and then they had the match for the title, and then Bray Wyatt lost the title, right?
Yeah.
So this guy burns your house down, then you rebrand yourself as the Fiend. You know what I mean? You doing all of this spooky bullshit. You allegedly killed John Cena, quote unquote, at last WrestleMania.
Yep.
You get burnt to a crisp. By the same guy that burnt your house down. We build up towards a WrestleMania match where you weren't even on Monday Night Raw for the last 3 months, and then you take a clean pinfall. Word?
Yeah.
That sounds very familiar. That sounds like another fuckboy that we've been discussing on this particular podcast. But
oh man, yeah. Oh my god, dude! You're right on the nail, man.
That sounds very familiar. But digress. Bray Wyatt is done. I don't want to see this guy. I don't want to see this guy wrestle with anybody. I don't give a damn. You could put Randy Savage in a time machine and bring him back, bro. Like you could put him in the ring with Ricky Steamboat, motherfucking Terry Funk, Mick Foley. I don't care, bro. I have no desire to see Bray Wyatt ever wrestle again. I have no desire to see Alexa Bliss anywhere near a microphone or a wrestling ring ever again. Randy Orton got the fuck out of there because he knew he needed to get the fuck up out of there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He got the fuck up out of there because it's like this program is over. RKO 1, 2, 3, get me out of here. I'm done. Orion, please.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and give you guys my my clear thoughts about this entire match. Bro, you gotta think of it as a horror movie. This is a sequel of The Fiend. There's this sequels are just not that great. So of course, bringing back Bray Wyatt as The Fiend and all that, and these little confusing demonic Satanist type shit going on, you might as well go ahead and have special guest the motherfucking Little Nas X in the shit too. Why not? You know? let Alexa Bliss rock the damn the Satan Nike Jordans and shit like. Well, I don't give a fuck. Let her rock that shit with that what's up pints of human bloods in her shoes and shit like. I don't know, man, because she likes fucking with blood and black blood, whatever the fuck she getting into and stuff like that. Man, she probably could put the black shit that's dripping off her face on OnlyFans if she wanted to and sell that shit off. But nah, man, like you're looking at Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss, man. They have no other stocks to offer, man. Like, you know, once you've played out the character and stuff, you know, like you try to rebrand yourself to something new, and this is the direction they thought. I don't know what the writers were thinking and stuff like that, but like it's somebody's trying to be like the great value version of Stephen King with fucking Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss and shit like this. I really don't know what to say about what you're trying to do with these characters, but hey, people apparently in WWE, oh man, they're saying that that this is probably one of the WWE's current best storylines right now. I'm like, yes, guys, if you say so, if you're like into that gothic theme nonsense and shit, you know what I mean, you might as well go ahead and throw in all the stupid dark elements, stuff like that, you know, like.
He ain't no Undertaker, man.
Yeah, because it seems like they're trying to take the elements from the Satanist shit they got away with that back in the Attitude Era. Remember Gangrel? You got Gangrel, Kane, Undertaker, stuff like that, those dark elements. They try to combine it all in one character and stuff, you know, and it's just like, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm all right. See, I got a feeling this is gonna be one of those right here, right? I mean, I get it. Kane was always doing silly shit, right? Of course, somebody in the back was pressing a button to make the pyro go off when he did his intro, right? But Kane won matches. And when he didn't win matches, people still got hurt. Like, there was credibility with Kane because the shit that he did looked like it was actually causing something, right? Bray Wyatt, and look, I like Bray Wyatt, man. I do. Before I joined and went into BMT, like Bray Wyatt, I was thinking this is actually something kind of different right here. But Bray Wyatt has only had 2 matches that were worth a damn. And they both been with the same guy, Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other than that, in the ring, you're not getting anything from Bray Wyatt that you can't get from somebody who's better. I'd rather watch Kevin Owens wrestle than watch Bray Wyatt wrestle. The Fiend was supposed to be the make good for all of the shitty booking throughout his original run with the Wyatt family, right? The 2 things that fucked Bray Wyatt over as a character. Number 1 was when he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania 30 as Bray Wyatt. And number 2, the worst thing that happened to the Fiend was Alexa Bliss. Worst thing that happened to the Fiend.
Yeah, man.
The worst thing, we were even willing to look past him getting squashed by Goldberg. in a minute and a half.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Off a suplex. Not even from a jackhammer, from a suplex, bro.
Shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the Firefly Funhouse was a great spectacle of a match, even though there was no wrestling. It was entertaining, and it brought him back a little bit. The worst thing that happened to him is Alexa Bliss, bro. Bray Wyatt is fucking dead. The winner in all of this is Randy Orton, because tonight on Raw, he could hit somebody with an RKO, and we could forget about all of this bullshit here. Like, This was, and my bad, dog. I'm running off with this, but this was like, y'all remember Twisted Metal on PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
On PlayStation 1, like, this was some Twisted Metal PS1 90s cutscene type shit right here, bro. That's what this was, man. Like, this ain't like, I want to know what Jim Cornette has to say about this.
Oh my God, he's gonna cook the shit out of this, man.
Hold on,
Good money to hear what you got to say about this shit.
I gotta ask you guys a question, but I'm gonna let y'all finish y'all remarks, but I'm gonna ask y'all a question after this.
Yeah. All I got to say, bro, is like, this had no business on WrestleMania, man. This is why I don't watch wrestling now. Shit like this, man. I never want to see Alexa Bliss or Bray Wyatt doing anything that has to do with a match, a ring, a microphone, none of that. I never want to hear, I don't even want to see the Firefly Funhouse segment on Raw. Like, pack it up, bro. Pack it up, man. Pack it up.
Yeah. Final thoughts on this for me. Saving grace would have been do a cinematic match like they did the Boneyard match last year. Film it like a little 10-minute movie. Have them go throughout a burnt house, whatever. Do some crazy hijinks, special effects. Pre-recorded, 10 minutes. You're done deal, and then be done with it. Have Randy Orton win. The Fiend is exercised, and we can move on to something else and new. Along with Alexa Bliss.
Shit, my final thoughts about it is honestly, I don't even know if you could even do a cinematic, man, because I don't think you're gonna have like a live audience that's gonna sit through that. You know, they want to see something in person and stuff, you know. And I don't know how any other way they could have booked it and stuff, you know. But honestly, I think there was just a bunch of whatever writer's block situations going on there. But now that we're talking about, like, you know, the dark elements of the Fiend and stuff like that, of all dark elements that the WWE had brought to the forefront, with the Undertaker, Kane, Gangrel, Boogeyman,
Boogeyman.
Whatever dark elements, stuff like that, man. What elements do you find that you guys define compelling, or even better than the Fiend at that time period? Or do you see anything else that match up to what the Fiend is right now?
Nope. The Boogeyman was a jobber that broke clocks over his head and ate worms, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Boogeyman was a jobber, but he was entertaining because it was comedy. He was a comedy character. If the Fiend was presented as an outright comedy character from jump, I wouldn't even be mad at it right now. Like, I wouldn't have nothing to complain about. But they presented this guy in Bray Wyatt and the Fiend in two different characters, bro. Like, fucking Finn Balor got squashed on SummerSlam and hasn't been on the main roster since that match. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got squashed on SummerSlam and has not been back since that match. He went back to NXT and has been there for the last 2 years off of the strength of losing to the Fiend. You know what I'm saying? John Cena was killed in the Firefly Funhouse and hasn't came back since. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, Vince McMahon had to be in the truck touching himself while this match was going on. And I'm sorry. That's a graphic image, man. But, you know.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, bro. This is such good shit. This is such good shit.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, man. We can edit that part out. But, yeah, dog. Like, who is this entertaining, man? Like,
The guys at Hot Topic who buys the masks.
I mean, you gotta look at the census, man. Like, I mean, you might not be a fan of it, but you know you're gonna have like, the WWE superstars. I read it in the comment section, and I see people buying the merch, stuff like that, wanting to be the Fiend, and they got the Fiend belt and everything else. They be fiending for the Fiend for real. But I mean, like, people say that this is the Fiend has brought something to the WWE that's been compelling and has been like, reason why they return back to the product. Me personally, for the Fiend and stuff like that, and Bray Wyatt and all that stuff, it's like you got Bray Wyatt come in with the Firehouse Funhouse, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's tongue twisted.
You got the shit that he's almost mimicking his actual brother. Who was it? Believe whatever his name is, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, could you imagine like if they would have brought back the Believe dude back, and then like have him as a they would have done like some bullshit where they were like, all right, well, let's put these brothers together, except they'll both be the Fiend, where they do it like in Tangent, where they act in Tangent and shit like that, where he could appear back and forth out of nowhere and stuff like that, because I guess they have the both same statures and they're of course actual brothers and shit, so they can go ahead and do some crazy ass shit. Like, I don't know what else they could do to improve the character or anything else, but other than that, it's one of those things. It's like, all right, I can see why it's compelling, because it's something completely it's storytelling told differently from what they try to do with the rest of the WWE superstars, because it's all been, I mean, there really hasn't been any storylines throughout the year that's been a hit, except for whenever the Undertaker comes back, when he does his boneyard matches and stuff like that.
Man, look, I'm sorry, man, but we going on a Red Hood tangent on the Fiend, dude. I mean, the last thing last thing I'll say on the Fiend is like 90s comics exemplified as a wrestler. Sure, it sells right now, but it might hurt the product in the long run, man. I mean, the Fiend, I don't know, man. The Fiend's the Fiend. We'll see where they go with him, man, because we got the.
You got to win the matches.
He's got to win the matches, and he's got to do it in a compelling way. I don't know, man, but. I mean,
pack him up.
Pack him up, man. For night 2, yeah, dude. I don't know how do you even revive this dude? Literally took jackhammers and super kicks and 3 or 4 finishers and one. He was unstoppable. No one can stop the Fiend. This dude was no-selling like everything.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you get RKO'd and you're done.
Off a distraction.
Because Alexa Bliss drained his power. You can tell by the black blood oozing out of her that she was draining his power. And now he's back to normal. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to interpret that from what you told me? That shit makes no goddamn sense. How is the audience supposed to process that? You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, Vince. Who you just like we've seen shoot interviews. Too many yes men. Way too many yes men. Like, come on. You think Bray, Alexa, they all must have known. They all must be like, nah, this ain't it, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone had the foresight to be like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter at this point, bro. Like, Bray Wyatt could go on a Goldberg win streak and pin everybody on the Raw roster, beat Brock Lesnar, beat Bobby Lashley. Shit, he could pin Vince McMahon and Shane and Braun. Doesn't matter. He's dead. Like, when the Undertaker wasn't winning matches because he wasn't always the champion or the top guy, they booked him in a way to where even if he lost matches, he still meant something. So you might get a roll-up finish on the Undertaker, but he's gonna tombstone you at the end of the match and still tell you to rest in peace type shit. Like, Bray Wyatt I don't know what happened, man. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. The worst thing that happened to Bray Wyatt was getting linked up with Alexa Bliss, because whatever energy that character had that was around him, the mystique, the thing that made Bray Wyatt special and made the Fiend special, has been taken away from him and transferred to another character that, in my opinion, doesn't have that same level of charisma. Like with Bray Wyatt, and I know, this is just a little warm up, but with Bray Wyatt, the thing that I liked when he converted to this Fiend character is that it seemed believable. Even the silly shit they were doing, when it was just when it was just a guy in a mask that lost his fucking mind, it was believable because it fit the Bray Wyatt character. I don't know what he's like as a person, but because he protects his character in a way, you only see Bray Wyatt when he's on camera. I don't know if that's kayfabe or not, but I imagine that he would be able to be believable as this psychotic clown type character. He could easily be Sweet Tooth in a live action Twisted Metal movie. You get what I'm
No doubt.
saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. I mean, you're right. I mean, you don't really see him in shoot. I don't know. You don't,
No.
if you just, unless you're really hunting for it, you don't really see him in shoot interviews. You don't hear him, when you have wrestlers talk about what Wrestlemania means to you. Like, he's not up on there. He's not in those promos. You know what I'm saying? He's fairly protected. So when you have that mystique go away, you transfer some of his, that some of the outrageous supernatural shit to Alexa, which doesn't even fit her. I mean,
No.
I don't even understand. She was doing just fine, selling her stance, being kind of like the old school diva from the Attitude Era, like a Harley Quinn-esque version of an Attitude Era diva. And then that was that. I don't understand. You could have used a no name. You didn't even need Alexa Bliss. You could have used a no name upcoming diva who probably never had a chance of a career. Have her little 2 seconds of shine and go back to normal. You use Alexa Bliss, and now her shit's ruined. Whenever she goes back to being normal, it's still like it's still tarnished.
Right.
You're gonna see that
Right.
black ooze around her fucking face and those weird ass contacts she was wearing. You just like, I can't take you for. It's not like you went from being the dead man to the American badass. You went from this Molly Poppy, scantily clad diva to a freaking Annabelle doll.
Right.
It's what the
And not
fuck.
only that, right. Because how does that character go back to wanting to be the champion? Like, how do you put that character in the ring with the Bianca Belair for the title without it being some silly shit, without it being hokey
Mm-hmm.
to where nobody comes out of it looking good? Like, I didn't even want to go off on Bray Wyatt, but I'm glad that we kind of can talk about this for a quick second. And
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to say about the Fiend as well. There's no wrestler who's on the WWE roster that has had a feud with the Fiend Bray Wyatt and came out of it better than they went into it. The only one that really salvaged something was Finn Balor, because they let him go back to NXT and kind of acted like that situation never happened. Seth
Right.
Rollins got booed as a result of how shit that program and those matches were with the Fiend, right? Braun
Mm-hmm.
Strowman is never gonna sniff championship for a long time as a result of how shitty that program with the Fiend was, right?
Right.
Daniel Bryan, off of the strength of how good of a worker he is able to survive a bad feud because he gave Bray Wyatt his best two matches. Randy Orton has not came out any better as a result of feuding with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss than he did going in.
Nope.
So, you know, they gotta work that shit out. This is getting to be WCW 2000 shit right here, man. You know what I'm saying this is what
This is some
that's
Vince Russo type
that's
shit.
what shit. Yeah, man. Like and I don't I don't watch Monday Night Raw. I can't do that. I catch up on YouTube. I read up on what's going on Twitter and all of that. But
yeah,
Bray Wyatt is dead. I don't care what this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's dead. And if motherfuckers feel a way about it, that's okay. But at some point, we got to come back to reality, man.
Right, man. 3 months. Took a break for 3 months, and you literally just hit the final nail in the coffin with them, with that shit that went down. I don't even know how you're gonna, some YouTuber, I think it was Wrestling Observer, some YouTuber was basically saying, the Peacock app, this is Wrestlemania, and people are gonna check it out for the first time, and the first match they see on Sunday night is that bullshit that went down between him and Randy Orton. What the fuck is gonna make you think that these people who tuned in on night 2 is gonna come back to ever seeing your product again? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is like one of the worst turnoffs that you could literally do to present your product to the masses who are now have this Peacock app or whatever, So, yeah, man, like I mentioned before, he's literally the '90s comics of wrestling, just like that over exaggerated, that just everything's just extreme. Sure, it sold a lot of shit back then, but you look back at it now, it's trash, man. Those books are in the dollar bins. These Fiend masks are not gonna go up in price in 5. These Fiend masks, you won't be able to get rid of them by the time this shit's over, man. And I feel like it's his shit's tarnished, man, and it's not deserving on his part. You gotta credit the writers and the creative teams for tarnishing Bray Wyatt's career, man, for what they did to that man. It should rest in peace, man. Bray Wyatt's career.
Oh man! On that note, let's get into this intro, bro. Let's get into this.
All right, that was solid, man. 8 minutes. That's some solid B-roll right there, brother.
Yeah, let's get into this intro.
Let me stop recording.